Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and today we're going to be doing hexies from start to finish. I'm going to be demonstrating how to sew together those little hexagons so that you can make a hexie. And I'll also show you the way I have used hexies, which I learned from my friend Sue Spargo. Sue is the one who turned me on to hexies. I'd never done one, didn't think I ever wanted to do one, and was proven totally wrong. They are so much fun. So if you've always wondered, how did they do that? Or why would one want to do that? Come with me and find out. Don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe. I love hearing from you, so leave me comments and let's get started. Here's what you're going to need to make your hexies. You're going to need some English paper piecing hexies. This is a 3/8 of an inch. I have a 3/16 of an inch. That's this tiny little one here. 1/8 of an inch is this one. I've got my 1/2 inch, which is this one, and I have my 3/4 of an inch, which is this large one. I use Sue Spargo's tweezers, and I love these because they're not shaped like most tweezers. They've got this flattened tip here, which is great for helping remove the hexie papers once they've dried. I have my Bowen glue stick. I've got my Bowen chalk pencil. I have one for white, and then I have one with lead, so either dark fabric, light fabric. I like to use the short darner number 11. It has a elongated eye, and it makes it easier to thread. And then I have my Sue Spargo Zafina 60 weight cotton applique thread. So I'm going to put mine right here. Chalk pencil. The deal is with this is the less glue that you use, the happier you're going to be when you try to pull them out. But you need enough to secure it. So you want to put a dab, and you're going to press that down just where those dots are. I don't do a whole line because when it comes to undoing this, you're going to be so happy you were sparing with the glue. And there I go with that. I'm going to turn them around. I'll show you without because that's making my life a little harder. A tiny dab of glue, get my tweezers, and I just pull. I have this other tool that I like to use, and if I can find it, I'll bring it out. I did this massive cleanup, and of course now I can't find anything. Does anyone else have that problem? I mean, seriously, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get really organized. It's going to be so great. And now I literally can't find anything. I can't find any of my hexies. I was going to show you guys all of my different hexies and how that were already finished and sewn so that you could see. No, disappeared. I mean, I'm going to have to turn this whole place upside down to find them. I have no idea where I put them. Somewhere really clever. And organizationally, it evidently made some kind of sense at the time. I'm going to do all of these others off camera because I don't think you need to watch me doing this. So here's my crazy one, 3/16. I am going to speed my drying process along by ironing. I'm just using a dry iron. These guys, I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to give them a little press again. If you're not familiar with Dupioni silk, here's the thing about it. It frays, and this is going to stabilize it, and it will not fray. So I'm going to prepare the rest of this, and I will come back. I'm thinking that I've got my little K-facet Hexies here, and in the middle, I'm going to put a piece of velvet. If I cut out the Presto shear in exactly the shape of this Hexie without any seam allowance, I can iron that shape on to my velvet. It'll stabilize that piece. I'm going to cut my seam allowance here. And there's my little velvet Hexie. Here I have my Hexies. This is the large one is in the 3/4 inch Hexie. Each one's a 3/4 inch. This was the Dupioni silk, by the way. Here's my tiny, tiny 3/16 of an inch and half an inch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this lower piece to the middle. I'm going to go right into that corner. I'm going to come up and my knot is going to get hidden in there. Then I'm going to stitch right into this corner, getting just a tiny little, like it's really I think it's maybe a thread. If I could see better, I could actually tell you. I'm guessing it's a thread. Trust me, it's a thread. Maybe you can see. You can tell me. Then I'm going to come up and around. Open it up. Can you see the stitches? It's really almost impossible. I'm going to be stitching this side now to this side, like this. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go with the needle all the way up inside of that edge until I come out here at the corner. And then I'm going to turn this around like this, and I'm going to start stitching again. And now I'm going to stitch this side. And when you stitch this side, this paper just kind of bends, and that's okay. You can just, in fact, you can bend it. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to go into this turquoise corner and take a little bit of the gray. So now I'm going to pick up my next Hexie. I want it to go this way because I want the grain, all the grain, straight grain to run towards the center. I'm going to take my thread into the corner here of the turquoise piece. I'm going to run it right along that seam until my needle comes out the corner. Turn it around. I'm going to begin stitching. And now I'm going to stitch this way. Remember, I do this and it's going to fold, and that's fine. I can let it. I can even encourage it. I want these two sides to match up. So I'm just going from the corner towards the center, from the center, and I'm going out. And this is the only time I'll be going in that direction. It's the final seam. There's my last corner. I'm going to take just a couple of stitches just to secure it. Then I'm going to make a knot, hide my thread into the fold. I'm going to leave him. What I usually do is I do this, and then I just let it be for the night. And then the next morning I come back, and I'll show you how I take out the hexie papers. In the meantime, I am going to be stitching these little fabulous guys together, and this one. It's the exact same method. There's no difference. The one thing that you want to keep in mind when you're stitching velvet is that the pile from the velvet, it can feel like you're stitching into it, and you're not. So you want to make sure that you go deep enough that you're actually getting in there. I've left these overnight. My glue is now totally dry. One thing you can do is you can just leave the paper in until you're ready to actually apply this onto something. I'm going to take them out so that I can show you. I often leave them in. I'm going to go ahead with my tweezers here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my tweezers and I'm going around this shape and pulling the fabric from the paper. And this is why you're really going to be happy if you used glue sparingly, because the more glue you glop on, the harder that is. Once you have everything kind of loose, you can grab an edge and pull it out. So this is the only part where it really stuck. And this paper I can use again. We're just going to go around. I'm going to do this to all of them. Applique, also a really nice tool for separating the glue from the fabric. I'm going to iron this. I wanted you to see the stitching, so I don't know if you remember, but I used that green thread, and you really can't see it. This is Sue Spargo's sand dollar. You can see the hexie here, and you can see how I went in with seagrass and stitched on all the seams. Here's my little bee hexie. I put a little bee and I did a back stitch around here. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I love hearing from you, so leave any comments you'd like. I always try to answer. Here's to stitching together.